We help founders and builders to get social distribution they need while giving creators a way to monetize their existing attention on Farcaster network. Imagine you don't know anyone, you built something, but you need to distribute it. But how? So now we are cracking it for you by paying creators, and everything is automatized with smart contracts.
Hey, this is Derek with the Make It Fun Island podcast. I'm here with Ali Tıknazoğlu. Hopefully I get that right, Ali. And Ali is a developer based in Turkey, and he's doing an amazing job creating a product called Inflynce. How do you pronounce your product name?
It's Inflynce.
Inflynce. Okay, yeah. And so I've been using his product on the social media app called Farcaster and Base. Base is the new Coinbase wallet app from Coinbase. And so I've been doing some development for the platform as well. And that's kind of how we ran into each other. So welcome, Ali, to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, Derek.
Yeah. So I really, I didn't know anything really about the Farcaster platform. I just knew it was interesting because you could run apps within a post. And I found
Yeah.
that kind of a fascinating kind of concept. And that's kind of what drew me to the platform. And so I thought, hey, maybe I could write some code to do one of these apps. So I created a simple embed tool. My app is called Add Play Button. And I needed a way to kind of start creating awareness for it, and then found out about Ali's Inflynce platform. And so I found it amazingly helpful in getting my app out there to the world and publicizing it. So Ali, why don't you just tell us a little bit about like what your app does, and then we'll kind of get the story behind it.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, Thanks for using Influence to just repeat your words, first of all. So
Yeah.
as you said, influence is a kind of the smart marketing protocol. We help founders and builders to get social distribution they need while giving creators a way to monetize their existing attention on Farcaster network. So imagine you don't know anyone, you built something, but you need to distribute it. But how? So now we are cracking it for you by paying creators, and everything is automatized with smart contracts. So you just need to give allowance and run through, the set the budget and other things, and which post you want to get the engagement, and choose the engagement type, and done. Just magic happens. So creators who is amplifying your content is getting the payment instantly.
Hmm. Yeah, and so, when you say engagement type, you're talking about, like, what we would normally know as, like, a retweet, right? Or a
Yeah,
like. You can say, "Hey, I want to have people retweet this post," or they call it casts on Farcaster and Base, and, so then if somebody does that for you, if they recast it or if they like it, then your platform will pay them, but it's actually me who's the marketer who's
yeah,
paying people directly through your platform in order for those engagements to happen.
yeah, exactly. We are just middleman. We are just providing as a service. So
Mhm.
what happens at the end of the day? System is really everything is automated. Everything run through with the smart contracts. So you are just giving allowance to our contract to spend behalf of you. No one can't touch that kind of allowance. So you are not
Mhm.
sending us any fund. All of the funds just we have ability to run behalf of you whenever you created a boosting campaign. That's it.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, and this is the beauty of, cryptocurrency and smart
That's it.
contracts, right? This is
Yes,
all
yes.
happens instantaneously, and I think that's what I gotta be honest, the first time I ran a campaign through your app, like, your app is really kind of like a human-based ad engine, like, that's what I like to call it, um, and when I ran my first campaign, I was shocked, like, how fast it worked, like, people start taking action immediately,
Yeah. Be-
and, I think I spent like, $20 on my first ad or something, and it all executed within an hour, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
That's the power of actually the crypto, not just also crypto, bit of Web3, also amazing part of the Farcaster, in my opinion. Whenever the issue with that in the crypto, you need to have external wallets and other stuff most of the time. But in
Mhm.
Farcaster, you have an embedded wallet. Whenever you create an account, it doesn't matter on the Farcaster, same for Base App. So you will
Mhm.
have just a wallet. I can get your wallet based on your FID, which is, order of your minting order, your username order. So
Mhm.
that's it actually. If I know your username or FID or whatever, I have access your wallet in background.
Mhm.
So I can just literally, I don't need to send me the wallet or whatever, take a screenshot or whatever. So I know everything. Whenever you click the button in my app, I will know everything about you. That's actually the most important part. We are removing whole friction. So user
Mhm.
doesn't have to come and click, for example, claim button or whatever. Money instantly just goes to their wallet from your wallet.
Mhm.
So that's actually that's pretty cool part what we are doing actually.
Yeah. So how did you get into this? Like, what drew you to Farcaster? And, what was your background in software development, and how did you decide to make
Yeah.
this app?
Yes. Let's clarify one part. I'm not developer. I'm the product
Oh,
guy.
okay. uh You're more like a product manager person?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I'm an architect first of all. So while studying architecture, I was really interested about the crypto.
Mm.
Whole story just I don't want to take so much time, but whole story just started after my graduation. It was 2022 January, and then I heard about an application, social media application on Twitter. It was called Favor. So I just downloaded. I just joined their Discord. The idea was so simple. Let's make it the social as a decentralized, because of the Web2 socials are devil. So when I read that first time, it was just, oh my God, they are saying truth. Imagine, like or not, Trump was banned for years on Twitter. So why it's banned? So, or the platform is taking almost 70% of the revenue. Why not
Right.
creators don't get that? So, and these questions, they were asking these questions, and then I was helping them in Discord. I was contributing them in the Discord by
Mhm.
helping, translating the things for Turkish, even answering the both of the questions for in Turkish channel and the other channels, public channels. And then it was not enough for me, and I just I was writing some notes. As a feedback, couple of notes just became 1 page, 3 page, 10 page, and it became a product report, business development report. And then when I sent them in a couple of months, they said maybe we should hire you. Whole my Web3 social journey started like that. So
Mhm.
the platform called Favor was merging Lens protocol. It's another decentralized social protocol like a Farcaster and also Farcaster. That's why I know Farcaster. So I was one of our early users, and unfortunately, they decided to shut down the application last year December. Whenever
Mm.
they decide to shut down, they fired everyone, of course, including me. So, and I'm not sure, are you familiar with the Kaito? But Kaito was super popular on Twitter side. So Kaito is measuring people like similar to our mindshare. So, and imagine people is talking about the projects. They called it yapping as a culture. So people were yapping about the projects. It means talking about the projects.
Mhm.
And I found this idea very interesting. People were just yapping, but I thought my share algorithm, it got me, I don't know, addicted a little bit. So I was reading everything about that mindshare algo. It was very brilliant idea. Imagine building something as a new consumer app versus just building something top on existing consumer app. So
Yeah.
Python was using the Twitter data and to measure it, and there was a distribution funnel. You know what I mean? So they didn't just the marketing itself was the Twitter. So that's why that was a very clever approach. And this idea just something happened in my mind. Okay, let's copy this. Whenever I checked the Twitter API prices, I said, "Oh my God, it's impossible. It is super expensive. I can't just
Mhm.
afford it." And
Yeah.
then I thought, where I can do that, and I realized there was a possibility. I only know it. So it's a podcaster. So,
Mhm.
and I started to research about that and immediately called my developer friend. And I said, let's do it as a together. Both of us can be co-founder. I can't pay you anything, but let's just try. At that moment, we saw Base Batch first version, the
Nice.
first one, and we applied that as a mini app actually. So we couldn't win at that moment because we didn't have hub feature. If we were not doing any on-chain transaction or whatever. So what happened with when we launched the mini app part, we couldn't find any tool to distribute ourselves. So that brings a question to us. We were discussing with the dev. I said, you already got the idea. So we were discussing with the dev, okay, we need to find a way to give money to creators to talk about us, but I don't want to manage that process manually. I don't want to do that. I will not send the people manually, did they post or whatever about us. Let's just find a way how we can do it. We created Inflynce Hub to promote ourselves in the beginning.
I see.
Then
Yeah.
it became something ecosystem needed. Everyone is now using to distribute their app because the first question is, the first part is always the problem. If you have an on-chain presence already, I mean, if you have a huge follower, lots of followers, everyone knows you, big accounts knows you, the important names knows you, it's easy to you to distribute because whenever they share it, you go viral. But if someone who is building the first time, maybe just 10 followers they have, but how they will distribute? That was the question we are solving. So then, yes, that's how Inflynce Hub started actually. So
And
our
that was
market,
the that was the situation I was in, right? Like I was new to the
yes,
platform. I had created this small mini app, and then I had no way to kind of let people know about it, and that's when I found you guys. And yeah.
yeah, that is it.
Mhm.
Then we found our product market fit way, a path. We said, okay, let's not just measure the people. Yes, let's measure in the best way, but also let's just bet on these marketing tools because of ecosystem. It seems ecosystem needs. So, and then yes, we started to improve the system. We really improved our algo, match algorithm, and also the hub itself. It's now fully protected by bots, really strict. No one can't attack. No one can't. Yes, of course, anyone can attack every time. But I'm talking about at least bot accounts. It's fully protected by mindshare. If their mindshare is below 0.005205%, they don't earn anything. So this is our minimum filter, for example. But besides that, they are earning based on their 7-day mindshare. What we did actually, we give creators a way to monetize their attention, which means actually their attention, their engagement is a liquid asset in our system.
Yeah. So for those of you who probably don't know and are new to the platform, new to Farcaster, essentially what Ali's tool is doing is measuring. You have two metrics. You have IP, which I think is influence points, right?
Yes.
And then you have mind share. And so mindshare, you're saying, hey, if you're part of the Farcaster ecosystem and you are posting regularly and you engage with real humans and your mindshare goes up over time, or if you get a lot of attention in a short period of time, your mindshare goes up, and then you have like a heat map inside your app to show which users are getting the most mindshare over a particular time period.
Yes.
Yeah. And so then when the influence points, like how do those play into mindshare?
Actually, there is no direct correlation between mindshare and influence points. Your
Okay.
influence points don't affect the mindshare, but your
Okay.
mindshare affects your influence points because daily base we distribute 1,000 influence points in automated way to based on your mindshare score. So let's say your
Okay.
mindshare score is 1%, you are earning 10 IP for each day. So, but each day is resetting. Every day is changing.
Mhm.
But besides that, what's the core feature of the influence point? As you know, we don't have a token yet. Yes,
Mhm.
at some point it will come, but until token comes, we need the asset to just to build our gamification system.
I see.
That's why influence points is our off-chain asset to build our entire gamification system. Whenever we have a token, we will just make a seasonal airdrop and then carve out the IP from total system, but they will belong to still users. That's why until we remove them totally, I highly recommend everyone to collect as much as possible, because whenever they're gone, you will not be able to again collect one of them.
I see. So, and for those of you who kind of are new to crypto, there has been a very solid movement over towards essentially what we call tokenizing everything. And
Yes.
so Jesse Pollock, who is the founder of the Base blockchain for Coinbase, he's big on this right now. This is his big thing. Of course, there's another website and product called Zora that kind of started to pioneer all of this, where a creator can get essentially a crypto coin that anybody can buy and support. So if you are posting interesting things, people can support you, contribute money to your coin, essentially, or buy your coin. Um, and then as you post, you can also buy posts, essentially, through each post having a coin. And so now it's kind of like Jesse Pollock says, coins everywhere. And so
Yes.
this seems to be the way the Base app is going, for sure. And it's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out. I think it's definitely I mean, this is what's fascinating to me. So I'd love to get your thoughts on, like, you know, what threshold are you looking or to cross before you issue your own coin?
Yeah.
Like, you know, uh, how do you think about that?
Yeah, I see. It's not easy to answer. There are a couple of ways, and there's not just one path to success. So everyone's path is different. So many successful tokens happened. For example, in initial day, for example, in early days, so many mini apps launching their token, and then they are just willing to grow with them. Some of them work, some of them don't. Some other mini apps just trying to raise money and then launching the token. Still, it's another way. And another one is, for example, not as a mini app, but ecosystem project like an Nena, for example. Nena is an data provider, infrastructure for Farcaster ecosystem. I don't think so. They will have a token, in my opinion. It's my personal idea and personal thoughts. So it really depends on the project and what you're doing. If you are just, for example, just one game, not as this game hub or whatever, so it's not sustainable to just you know uh, keep going the game and launch it. So you need to launch a token at some point, and why people launch the token, that's another question. People is just okay with trading fees, I mean creator fees. So if you're launching with the Clanker, recently acquired by Farcaster, is you are earning 1% trading fees. Let's say you have 1 million uh, daily volume, which is pretty good. So you are earning up to 10K, $10,000 as a trading fee. It comes to
Hmm.
you actually. So
I
that's
see.
why actually developers, it's an amazing tool to power, this developers. But for Inflynce case, in our case, we have so many thresholds because we are more than just a mini app. We are we are a protocol. We have different verticals. Mindshare is one of them. Marketing tools is one of them, and now we are building our API, public API dashboard to power all other mini apps with our
Yeah.
Mindshare score. Because recently, what happened? There was a wordlet creature called. So
Hmm. Hmm.
the 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 builder of the wordlet, that NFT collection founder was Sayangel, and for example, his app is called just crashed because of the huge demand, and he had to just limit with the Nena score about then 0.7 or something like that.
Yeah.
If you don't know, if you're not familiar with the Nena score, it's something between 0 to 1. It's scoring you, and most of the time, people is using it as a filter 0.6 and above or whatever. But still, there are so many legit people between under 0.3, or maybe 0.3, 0.4. I'm not just comparing directly with the mindshare score. Our score is not between 0 and 1, so this is very different. But what we can do, we can be another score mechanism to just make sure genuine people is engaging with your app, because of if there's an incentive, people will vote it. That's the whole point.
Yeah, I mean, and this brings up a really great, I mean, I feel like, you were ahead of the curve in thinking about this, and so you're referring to Nanar, which is another, product and developer, who scores accounts, based on, again, engagement and whether you're having real conversations with people. So your mindshare score and Nanar are similar because they measure almost like humanness. And this is the big, I think, question facing us all now, and especially with all these different social platforms, is
Yeah,
the automation and AI that's gonna be driving, and what we call AI slop that's going to be out there and flooding
yeah,
everything, right? And so your mindshare score from Inflynce and then the Nanar score help give us tools as humans to say, "Are we dealing with real humans here or not?"
yeah, for sure. Especially that question is important when, as I said before, if there's an incentive. Because what happens, I saw in a couple of months, it doesn't matter you are giving 10 cent or 5 cent or just even 1 cent.
Mhm.
As we experienced this in the early days of the Influence Hub. Influence Hub is our smart marketing tool. So people is okay to script it. I mean, developers, let's say, because if you're not developer, you can't design these codes. But developers are willing to script if you give them 1 cent free. So they can script 10,000 account and they can earn, let's say, $10 or whatever.
Yeah,
So,
right.
and if you do that 10 times, it makes $100. If you do it another 100 times, it will make $10,000.
Yeah.
This my point is, whenever they press the button, they can easily create it. That's the whole point.
Mhm.
And this is not an issue for Farcaster network. This is not an issue. Yes, it's a huge issue, but we are here to solve it as an ANR, as an influence. It's a nature of the social networks. There will be always these type of issues because of people nature. They will try to abuse the system as much as possible because of they are getting something, earning something from it. But if there's no incentive, still people will bought it. Why? Because of it's super simple. There are Farcaster weekly rewards, Base App weekly rewards, or everyone is now willing to just after just announced the Base coin, official
Mhm.
native token.
Yes.
Everyone is now activity on Base is really increased, and now people is just forming about the Farcaster network because of the Base App integrated.
Mhm.
And the Base now it's not fully public; it's in beta, I would say.
Mhm.
So and these type of things actually just incentivizing people. Hey, we should be there and we should vote ourselves to increase engagement, to follower, to get more engagement, and maybe we will get more token whenever they announced.
Mhm.
So that's the whole their motivation, I believe. But what happens in here at the end of the day, as a project, as a builder, let's say, founder is very interesting term when compared to builder. And anyone can be builder, but founder is very different. So it's a let's say miniapp builders. So imagine you are barely building something, and you are putting some bounty or whatever in your app, so or other things, and you would you want to make sure. I'm 100% sure everyone would want to make sure they are giving to right people. You don't want to give the bots, right? So
Yeah.
that's why this score matters. So you want to spend your money. If you want to spend money, you would spend on real people, not just bots.
Mhm.
That's and in that vertical, we try to measure as much as possible, and in real people. And uh, I can't say our algo is perfect. I think none of algo is perfect.
Right.
So all of them has a different upside and downside because of what we saw. I'm analyzing all of them. So what we saw, every algorithm has, every company has their own decision to give different weights to different engagement types. So if, for example, let's say Nena might give it some different calculation based on if, let's say, big accounts follows you, maybe they whitelisted some accounts, or Farcaster, has a power badge, or it's not in the UI, doesn't show, but in the Nena API, you can see them. Or Farcaster has a spam label 0 or 2. If you are 0, it means you are spammer. If it's 2, you are safe. So every app has their own decision, but we are just trying to balance as much as possible. But what I know from that process, what I learned from that process, they will find a way to crack your algo.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely, they will adapt you.
Yeah.
So you need to also always be active and change it actively.
Mm.
So what we do is
Interesting.
right now, yes, what we do is now is always not fully high changes, but not that much big changes. Sorry, but always playing with the numbers. But if we see as a problem, for example, I'm not hiding these. We have a blacklist, so we blacklisted so many accounts manually as well. So because they harm people, other people's experience overall.
Right, right.
That's
Yeah.
another problem. So I always say about our algorithm is just this one. It's better than previous one. It will be worse
Yeah.
than next one.
Right. Yeah. That's interesting, yeah, that you can just tweak the parameters, right, to make adjustments over time, right? You're just turning dials kind of thing, right?
Yeah, actually, exactly
Yeah.
like that. So if I would show you our algorithm, it's so complex. Everyone is asking that, Ali, can others build it? Of course, others can build it, but we passed these couple of ways how they crack it. So we know a little bit more than for someone who will start now. So
Mhm.
because of people is willing to crack it, and it's really complex. It's super, and it's real time. There are so many technical requirements in the background. So you need to build the high, so and really huge database system and other stuff, and Kubernetes systems. But beside that, for example, today I shared. Did you see my post? I'm not sure, but we measured 475,000 users.
Wow, yeah, that's
So
amazing. That's fantastic. That's incredible. I mean, and especially on a newer platform like Farcaster, right? Farcaster's I mean, it's young in social media years, right?
yeah, we have to accept
Yeah.
that. So many people is thinking. Another problem is old accounts. In my opinion, this is my personal idea. Some old accounts, I mean OG accounts, let's say old accounts, people who was here for last maybe 2 years or whatever. So they think Farcaster will stay like that forever. Imagine when a streamer just onboarded Farcaster and just shared their referral link in a stream on Twitch or Kick, what will happen? Or just mid-level accounts, let's say 100 to 200,000 followers. So not that even millions follower accounts. So everything will change. So what people need real utility tools. Really, people need games, people need tools to grow up. Imagine you just come here, you have money, and you want to just get follower, you want to get engagement. So that's why we build Inflynce. Actually, I already explained the situation, but it allows you to just engage with the new people. Yes, people is saying you are paying. That's how the systems works. So first, this is actually it's kind of same with Web2 ads. First, you need to create awareness. Then that awareness will turn into something interest, and that interest will turn into something conversion, and that conversion, that's a few percent, and then at that conversion, you will get some retention at the end of the day. Maybe just out of one, just let's say one user out of 100, maybe I'm just making up the numbers, but so still it's something. This is a distribution funnel. It never changed from Stone Age.
Mhm. Yeah, in fact, we can even use my app as an example where, again, this is why I started using your product was, we always think of a sales funnel, right? We have a top of the funnel, and then you want to drive people down to adopting and using your product on a regular basis, right? And so what I found was interesting, and you and I had a conversation when I first started using Influence,
Yeah.
and you said, "Hey, Derek, when you use Influence, don't just advertise your app, like make something more viral, right, to get people's attention and then amplify that." And then that worked out really well for me because my app allows you to embed media within Farcaster, so I can embed YouTube videos, SoundCloud, Apple Music, Spotify, whatever. Um, and so instead of just advertising my app, like obviously I'm going to use the biggest artists in the world, like Michael Jackson or whatever, to kind of drive people into the top of the funnel, right?
Yeah.
And then what I found is that over time, like not everybody who plays a Michael Jackson video using my app is gonna use my app on a regular basis. They just want to watch the Michael Jackson video. But
Yes.
but I retain a small percentage at the bottom of the funnel, right? Which is the whole point of the sales funnel.
Yes.
So I was like, this is working exactly as it's intended,
Yes,
right?
for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I have to admit, I have to confess, my developer found your app
Uh-huh.
when we saw first time. We always
Yeah.
check who is just launching the boosting campaigns. Always. I check everyone one by one.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So he said, that's brilliant. That's an amazing idea. And I said, Farcaster, I also made a post about that. Farcaster
Uh-huh.
team should allow sound option for mini app preview. That would be
Yes.
amazing, man. That would be sick.
It
Imagine,
would. Yes, it would.
there's a button. I will just click it and I will just listen Michael Jackson in the feed. Oh my God.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So that would be amazing. But beside that, I'm serious. I also recently I'm always thinking about the product distribution. This is a very
Mhm.
problematic part. So to distribute always the app is a problem. As like if you are building a consumer app, it's a huge problem. But I think that's why everyone should try to build a mini app to distribute in a second to just to get their first 100, 1,000 users based on what they are building. Of course, I don't know. If it's a utility tool, it will take time to people will get used to it. But otherwise, if it's a game, people will just adopt it. If it's kind of minting something, as you see recently, it's go viral in a second. So everyone should try to build something top on here because distribution funnel is ready. Tools
Yeah.
are ready. Everything is
Yes.
ready. You just need the idea and ship it.
Yes. Yeah, and that's kind of what I've been doing too is like I'm realizing like with the traction I've been getting with my mini app, like wait, I can turn this into a whole platform, right? And so I feel like people don't understand that sometimes as they see, oh, that you just created this little thing and it's kind of stupid and whatever. It's like they don't see the bigger vision of what you could
Yeah.
accomplish, right? And
Yeah.
I feel like, I
So
mean, that's probably true with you too. So, I mean, and even let's talk about some of that dark side of rolling out your own
for
app
sure.
because people think that your tool or they've thought that your tool is more like a spam tool, right?
Yeah.
And
Be-
that's not true at all. It's actually very
yeah.
human driven and yeah, so tell us about that
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Sometimes some of people, especially the OG accounts, think there's a problem with influence because it's very natural. By the way, it's very I understand the perspective because whenever I click the button where launch the boosting campaign,
Yeah.
peop- the people is just immediately engaged with the content because this is a paid engagement at the end of the day.
Yes.
Why
Right.
they should why they should wait to engage whenever they see there's a potential revenue resource for them, so they will just do it. So what happens? People don't understand the mind share. It's very really another. I think it's a new concept overall for Farcaster. No one didn't do has this type of a mind share calculation before. If they did, I don't know. I don't know before me. Everything is in our system is connected with mindshare. So that's something very neat for everyone. Mindshare is neat. Payment based on mindshare is another need. So and the boosting system it's not new. Actually, there are other couple of tools. Like for example, unfortunately, there was a Jigpot. It's unfortunately they are closing, shutting down soon. There's the amps, for example, but it's a kind of semi-permissionless. If the user doesn't follow you, you can't get requests from them. Also,
Mhm.
the payment amount is based on their Blink part. So if they want to just get $3, so it's $3. You can't. So what we do is it's very different than rest of the tools. So that's why people think it's kind of people is spamming. And if you see who's engaged with you, I can give by the way, also geographical distribution. Most of the time, it's a There are African people, there are Asian people, there are American people, European people, a few, unfortunately, because it's the crypto is something weird in Europe. I don't know.
Yeah,
It
right.
doesn't work. So
Mhm.
and and this type of people is engaging with you. And imagine if you're just paying 1 cent for just someone is my share between 0.001, let's say. So you're just paying 1 cent. And if you think it's a spam, I think we should change our mindset because platform exists with all of these people, right?
Mhm.
At the end of the day, if these people wouldn't be here, platform wouldn't exist because these people is exist creating contents, just engaging with other contents. It's just powering the ecosystem. So this is actually our mindshare is just making sure there are so many amazing creators who is getting engagement from others. But now we are just making sure it's visible for everyone.
Yes.
So this is another part what we are doing. And people can explore new people in our mini app.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's I think what's great too is as the I guess people who have influence, on the platform, they can now monetize that influence in your
Yes.
app, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
For
so you,
sure. Definitely.
yeah, so you get the two sides. You get the people who are the creators and builders who want the attention, and then you have people who can bring the attention. And they meet up with each other, right?
Yeah.
And yeah,
That's
and
the
they
whole
can help
point.
each other. Yeah.
For example, Cyangel, mindshare was we saw the highest mindshare ever in our system. It was
Wow.
19% yesterday, 19
Wow.
person
Yeah.
for one person. So
Wow.
7 day mindshare is around 3%. It means one engagement, one like is just $3 for that user.
I see. Yeah. Wow.
That's the whole point what I built.
Yeah.
Because of if you have a power, just welcome to system. It's permissions.
Yes.
Not fully permissions, but sufficient permissions.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's very groundbreaking. That's why I love what you're doing, and,
Thanks, man. Yes.
yeah, and it's cool to see how, like, Web3 technologies are finally delivering on the promise that we've been saying for years that it would have, right? Like, it's finally here.
It's maturing. It's normal. So in the beginning, everyone was selling. I was thinking I had another podcast today. I had to cancel. So because of I was not feeling good and I had some personal issues at the moment. People there was a question I was preparing in my mind. People were selling, companies were selling the ownership, having ownership in between 2020s to 2023 or whatever, but it didn't work. No one doesn't care about the ownership until they face a problem. Let's say, for example, do you know, did you hear about the issue, for example, on Twitter? Elon Musk just wanted to get at music and handle. So, and then that's why I just send a mail to that user. Hey, we will get this account from you. Choose music one, music two, music three, or whatever, something like that. So people don't care until they face a problem about ownership. So that's why what happens with the social side of things, what Farcaster is also making it, I think is a great focusing on the trading, focusing on the wallet side instead of just a social feed. If people wants to just speculate, if people wants to just trade it, just let them go. So that's the power of the existing user behavior. So just let them go, how they will behave, how they will use it. If people want to make money, let's provide them a tool to make money. So if the people want to just launch a token, let's provide them to launch a token. If people want to just mint an NFT, let's just provide whatever they want. So because at the end of the day, most of the times as a builder, as a developer, as a founder, we have these mistakes, something similar, all of us. We can't reshape user behavior. That's our we think we can, but we can't. So it's impossible.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah. It's getting used to that Web3 mindset of like like if you care about filtering out bots, well, then just look for tools that allow you to use Mindshare to filter out your feed, people, bots out of your feed or the Nanar score or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
definitely. We need to adapt the structure. what I saw, it's not just, I'm not because of the, I am, as you see, I'm just 27 years old, but I'm not talking as just a 50 years old, but I saw in last 3 years, so many companies just bankrupted because of their ego. They didn't want to adopt the system.
Mm.
So if you don't want to adopt the system, the system will just consume you. So because
Yeah, that's true.
you can't you can't compete with the what people. So yes, everyone should has a vision. I will change these. I will change these, but we can't really change so many things.
Yeah,
So, for example, why people is using, why there is a just kind of this type of for example, movement.
yeah,
Now people is just get used to that moment, right?
yeah.
Mm, So that's now one of our parts, part of our body. It's just a
Mhm.
mimic. We are always using this. So
Right.
this is very cool, actually. So and so this type of small things actually already the internet, the mobile phones changed our life, as you know. So
Absolutely.
l- and for example, people get used to just sign up with mails easily,
Mhm.
and then if you ask people just sign up with wallet as a must. So people will say, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
So it just let them just sign up with mail and then create an embedded wallet inside there. Now it's possible with, for example, a company called Privy. So
Yeah.
they are doing very quickly. So yes, these type of things is really evaluating step by step, maybe slowly, I don't know, but emergency tax always like that. So there will be so many wins and loss. So
Mhm. So, do you have any advice on, people who want to start building for Base and
yeah,
Farcaster? What would be your top tips
yeah,
for new
yeah.
builders on Base? Yeah.
For sure. First of all, follow Derek. For, follow me. And recently launched. We started just a workshop series called the Building Mini App. So last week we had the first one kickoff. Tomorrow is the second one at 4 p.m. UTC on Base Turkey channel, Twitter channel. And we are covering everything from A to Z. How to build a mini app from the idea to just the building by coding session. So I highly recommend the people to follow that process, um, because it's very important. But beside that, if you don't want to watch anything, my first thing is, please, before building anything, just go and try the existing mini apps. Try minimum 21. Okay, just try 20. That's it. So because even top 20 is okay. Randomly choose. If you are thinking you want to build a game, just choose the select the game category, and try them how they did. So what's the buttons and what they did, something crazy, how they are going viral. Just observe them. Most of the times we don't observe the existing ones, and then we are just trying to just build something. If you are just overlook about the Farcaster social network, if you don't integrate that part, like for example in your mini app, cast it, post it now. So if you don't, for example, add that part, your mini app will never work because people will not see in the feed. That's actually super simple, but people is not adding. That's why I highly recommend you to just try every mini app as much as possible before building. And then if you have already an idea, just try to just shape it and feel free to DM me always. So far, I will not give the names, but I and the UI UX flow almost just 13 or 14 mini apps. So I'm happy to help you. Because it's easy for me at somehow just what's your core value proposal. That's the important part. If you know that 100% sure, let's just build together.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's awesome. And so you can find Ali, on Farcaster and Base, with his first and last name. I'll put it on the screen here so people can get the spelling right.
Yeah, thanks.
And follow Influence. So it's or Influence. So it's INFLYNCE. So
Well
follow
done,
that.
man.
Yeah.
You said well.
So follow that on Base and Farcaster networks. And are you on X at all or
Yes, same
okay,
username.
okay. Yeah, on Influence, yeah. And your personal name there too?
Same.
Same. Okay, awesome. Great. Well, those are probably the best ways to find Ali. And so, Ali, thanks for your time today. It's really cool to see how your tool is growing, and I think it is continuing to grow, and it's gonna be cool to see how people are gonna be using your public API to implement
Yes,
new solutions. I'm kinda interested in this myself too, so I definitely wanna
yeah,
stay up to
definitely.
date. Yeah.
Yeah, so exactly about that. We had a call with a couple of apps today, and they are also willing to just implement. So we will see. I'm pretty sure there will be many cool ways to implement, not just a based on payment. There will be many things people will find to, crazy ways to implement. But overall, thanks for having me, man. It was really amazing call.
Great. All right. Well, thanks. Well, we'll have you on again, and we can catch up, on how the tool is growing.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. See you next time.
Cheers.